Welcome back to Me and the Everything. My name is John. So listen, I don't know shit about dick, but I'd like to talk a little bit about separating work from home. I feel like a lot of people don't do this as well as they should, and or don't do this at all. I feel like it's really important now, especially with everybody transitioning from their kind of like at-home life with their like working at home now with COVID and all that. And it's kind of gone from like an office job. Not me, I'm not speaking on personal stuff, because I've not worked at home, but other people. So if you were whatever, say you're HR or something, and you were used to working in an office however many days a week, and then you went from going home. Sorry, there's a very loud plane up there somewhere. I don't know where he is. There? Oh, he's really loud. And I kind of like just walking and talking. It's a little bit easier for me. So separating home and work lives and worlds, really, I think is very important, especially the more stressful your job is. If you're, I don't really know, I don't want to make light of any job, so I'm not going to pick any job. But let's say you have an incredibly unstressful job and you absolutely love what you do. It's very easy for that to become your whole life, your whole world, which a lot of people can function that way, and they're okay with it. It's kind of pretty out here right now. Look at that sun. Gorgeous out in the sun. It's about like 1 p.m. right now, but the sun's still shining bright. So you have a wicked, incredibly easy job or whatever, you love what you do. It's a little bit very easy for that to become your whole identity, your whole life, your whole world, everything. Which, if you're able to function like that and you like that and you wouldn't want any other way, that's totally fine. But when it becomes a problem is when you can't pull away. I mean, when you're on vacation and you're checking into work every few hours or something like that, that's when it becomes a problem. And you need to be able to see that as a problem, which can be hard. I've always been pretty decent at just leaving work and totally forgetting what the last 8 hours were, or the last 12, or the last 16 hours were. I've also worked a little bit more on the quote-unquote stressful side of jobs. I wouldn't say the job I have right now is the most stressful job, but past job, I was a corrections officer, and that was on the more stressful side. And people get really, really down in the dumps with that job is when they're thinking about, I mean, among other reasons, when they get mixed up in stuff they shouldn't be getting mixed up in, and then they're worried about it. But they're worried about something happening, or did I do this correctly? You need to be able to let go immediately as you leave. You need to be able to let go, or else it's not very healthy for you. I'm gonna try and stop saying as much. It's kind of like a filler word for me. When I'm thinking, my brain takes some time to process things. I'm not incredibly quick at thinking. So boots are still holding up good. White's boots. So it's because along with this stuff, along with not being able to pull away, comes more stress on you, and that takes a toll on your mental health. And mental health is a very, very, very important thing that it's not talked about enough. A lot more than it used to be, but still nowhere near enough. I am kind of lucky to work at a company that, well, not even necessarily a company, it's more of a kind of a municipality thing that they kind of attempt to, or they give you offers of classes and stuff like that if you want to take it, to quote unquote improve your mental health and learn how you can function a little bit better and deal with everything, which is cool. Ooh, big spidey webbies in my face. But like, suicide is still, I mean, any suicide's not good, but it's still high for everybody. I mean, I just looked at, before this video, I looked at the jobs of the top suicide, and doctors was way up there, and dentists was way up there. And I mean, that does make sense because they work a very large amount, kind of bad hours, lots of schooling. There was no statistic on when it happened, so whether it be a couple years after they were doctors or if they're still in med school or whatever like that. But it sucks. Those people are the people we need. I mean, police officers are up there, corrections officers are up there on high numbers anyways of killed or suicide. I think COs are a lot more than police officers, or else they used to be. But it is very important that we remember to take time for ourselves and our mental health, and not just totally put it off to the wayside. I mean, hell, I mean, just take some time for yourself. Figure out what you like to do. Take time and do that. Even if you work crazy hours and are quote unquote always working, you have to take time for yourself. You have to figure out what you like to do. You have to do self-care. You have to make yourself happy. Another problem is when people totally rely on somebody else to make them happy, and then that person goes away. And then they don't know what to do with their work life. They don't know what to do with their personal life. You have to be able to rely on yourself solely. And if you have an amazing partner who's with you, I still wouldn't rely on them. That's also just me. But you kind of really have to be able to rely on yourself and make yourself happy. Because in case you rely on a person too much and that person goes away, like I said, it's never great when that happens. But yeah. Another job that I kind of thought of that is high on that suicide rate is farmers. That's an interesting scenario because every single thing you do is pretty much for work. Your home life is for work. Your work life is for work and home. That's an interesting one. I transitioned to 4K picture here too. Still playing around with settings on this GoPro. I want to see what's good or not. But this was an old foundation or something, huh? I don't remember seeing this. Weird. Maybe I should metal detect down here. Not like the ones we had up there. Those were all granite foundations, but I don't actually know if this is a foundation or an old. I don't really know. I don't know. But I don't do too much kind of self-care. I'm not too informed on that. I don't have much knowledge on that fact. I know that just doing things you like to do is a form of self-care. So getting stuff like that done, I like going to the woods. I go in the woods once in a while. You gotta find things you like to do. The only time I really have any, like, just I'm not feeling great is if I'm not doing anything. If I just let myself be a slob and not do anything, I get in like, I don't really want to say depressive, but kind of depressive states. But then I go out and do something and then that kind of goes away, which is good because I don't like feeling like that. To the people who feel like that all the time and still function, good job. Let me know what you guys think of some of this videos and stuff. I mean, I'm not very smart, but I think it does need to be talked about more. Especially mental health stuff needs to be talked about more. I do have some training in mental health stuff. Less than I would like to have, but I do have some from my current employer and former employers. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm an expert at anything. I'm not. But anyways, it's gorgeous out. Absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully you guys actually get a good picture here. It's freaking awesome. I just think the wood's gorgeous anyways. But anyways, I do very much appreciate you for watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down below. Oh, I did want to touch on one more thing. So, another thing is, fuck this.